The very true beauty of Vedic astrology is about understanding how different planets are connecting with each other, how different planets are interacting with each other, and how these permutations and combinations are going to create a certain experience in a person's life, how they will create an event. So, the very deep understanding of these connections, these interactions is important. And this is what we are talking about in our today's video, and how these interactions can help us to understand our relationship dynamics better, how to understand how will be your partnerships, connections, romantic connections in this journey. So, we all know the concept of Atmakaraka, Darakaraka. Atmakaraka is a planet which holds the highest degree. Darakaraka is the planet which holds the lowest degree. And we often forget to understand the overall connection, the interaction between these two planets. We do always look into the first and seventh house axis of our chart. First house is you, seventh house is the public, it is also your partner. First house is your perception, and whatever kills your perception, it's a seventh house. It's somebody else with a different perception, a different view of life. So when you look at the first and seventh house axis, you truly understand the relationship with the partner, with the marriage partner, business partner, the contracts in life, and in general, the romantic connections can also be seen from this axis, because you see how two people are connecting with each other. In the same way, you will understand your connection when you compare your Atma and Darakaraka. Do some comparison and see what connection these two planets have, what kind of friendship they have. So understanding of the planetary friendships is also significant. So Atmakaraka is you, your qualities, your soul, your perspective in life, how you view the world, and what's inside your brain and your soul. You're reflecting it out, right? Then your Darakaraka shows the soul, the qualities of your partner, how this person's mindset and the qualities are being reflected on the world. Okay, now you compare these two planets, their friendship, their interaction, and you will get a very good idea how your connection will be. It will show the overall exchange of love, affections, emotions, responsibilities, because that is the very theme of first and seventh house, and that is the very theme of Atma and Darakaraka. The fair exchange of love, chasing each other to get into that stable energy, right? So let's talk about few examples, and I will also display the friendship table of planets so you can understand things better. For example, if a person is having Jupiter as Atmakaraka and Mercury becomes the Darakaraka, so Mercury is okay with Jupiter, but Jupiter considers Mercury as enemy. So what will happen, that there is some challenge with maturity. You may feel that you are more wise than your partner, and your partner is a bit childish or immature. There are difference. There's some kind of difference with respect to the opinion as well. So you might be more wiser. You might be someone who takes time to proceed ahead in life, to make your decisions, whereas this person is very random. There's a lot of duality in this person's nature. In the same way, suppose if one person is having Sun as Atmakaraka and Saturn as the Darakaraka, now that is a very classic case of how both planets are enemy to each other. So the ego, that is the major factor in the connection. It's a very good combination to work together in life. If you're aiming to create certain resources and to work together in a profession, that's a very strong kind of energy. But when it comes to the emotional chemistry, it takes a lot of time for the relationship to mature. Because if your Atmakaraka is sun, you are you really want everything to align with your confidence and your identity, how you view your life. You want to live in that manner. Whereas having Saturn as Darakaraka, it brings a person in your journey who is not very self-oriented. This person believes in doing the right thing, what aligns with the world and the society, but you are more aligned with your own identity and your soul. I'm not saying selfish, but very different ways of looking at life, and it takes a lot of time to have a very mature and a strong connection. So your partner might be more mature. Again, it depends. It depends on where your sun is placed and where your Saturn is placed, the sign, nakshatra, house. You have to see everything. All right. Suppose if some person's Atmakaraka is Jupiter and Darakaraka is Moon, it shows a very beautiful, emotional, fulfilling connection. Like through partnership, through your marriage, you will see a lot of material abundance, luck, and also there is the sense of happiness and fulfillment in that connection. Again, see how the Jupiter and Moon are placed, their dignity, their sign, their nakshatra, all of this matters. And one thing also which is so important is how your Atma and Darakaraka are aligned, the axis of these two planets. Whether, like, if Jupiter Moon is your Atma and Darakaraka, so Jupiter in the first house and Moon in the eighth house, so of course it won't be that easy. But if Jupiter is in first house and Moon in the seventh house, it makes things better. So again, the house placement is important. So this is how we understand the connection, like how you view your Atma and Darakaraka. And when you connect these two planets, how they're interacting, you will get a very good idea about the relationship you will share with your partner. Okay, because there are many kinds of relationship dynamics where one partner is dominant, the other one is submissive, one partner is manipulative, and the other person is emotionally weak. So there's so many things, and these things can be very well determined by how your Atma and Darakaraka is. So if someone's Atmakaraka is Saturn and the Darakaraka is Moon, it definitely shows that you might have more of a dominant side towards your partner. You want everything to be organized, right? But the partner might be very emotional or maybe even emotionally manipulative as well. Again, you have to see how the moon is placed. So that is how you see the connection. One more combination, like Mars and Venus, because they're very good for chemistry and that attraction, but not good enough to sustain a relationship. So if someone's Mars is the Atmakaraka and Venus is the Darakaraka, you may attract a lot of passionate connections in this life, short-term connections, but to nourish a connection, to make it long-term, that will be very challenging. So every combination will have something positive and something which is negative. So that's all for today's video. We'll definitely talk about each and every combination of planets, how a certain planet being Atmakaraka interacts with the other planet as Darakaraka. Mostly by the next year onwards, we will do some short videos, but very important, significant discussions. So yeah, take care.